Okay, we're back. Another character build. We're going with Infernus this time. Infernus is my third favorite character in the whole game. He's very, very fun to play, and maybe the best character in the game at taking walkers. First, we're going to cover his abilities and when to upgrade them. So, first ability you're going to unlock in the laning stage is Afterburn. This says weapon hits build up burning effect, dealing spirit damage over time, and you're going to put 1 point into it right away. So we put 1 point into that. Next, we get Flame Dash. Dashing forward gains slow resistance, while leaving a flame trail behind the spirit damage over time. So we unlock this and we put 1 point into it right away. Then you unlock his napalm. You spew an incendiary mixture, dealing spirit damage, applying slow, and coating targets in napalm. And then finally, of course, you unlock the ultimate. Now, once you have all 4 unlocked, you want to max out the dash right away. So 1 point in is minus 12 seconds cooldown. 2 points in gives you an extra second of the ability and plus 20 DPS on it. And then the last upgrade, you enable 2 ability charges with 14-second recharge time. So really good getting that second charge. Once we max out the dash, we like to max out the ultimate. Because 1 point in is 100 damage, which is great. 2 points in is big. It's minus 75 seconds cooldown and plus 100% explosive lifesteal. But the real nice thing is the third upgrade increases the radius. It increases the stun duration by almost a second. But getting the radius huge is massive because his ult is harder than it looks unless you play this character. So max out his ult. Then we actually max out the napalm. Because 1 point is really nice. You get an extra charge. 2 points in gives you lifesteal. And then 3 points in is 17% damage taken and minus 33% healing. Again, heal reduction in this game is insane. That's why heal bane's really good in a lot of games. So max that out. And then we max out the Afterbird. So 1 point is plus 16 damage per second. We're doing that right away, of course. Then the second is burn effect, minus 35% spirit damage. And then the last one is plus 3 seconds max burn duration. So that's the order I upgrade the abilities. Next, I want to get to the build itself and check out the shop. But first things first, matchups in lane. Your best laning partner as Infernus is any character that has like a stun. So I really like laning with Warden. If he gets off his crane or hook, that little stun, you can kill people every single time just by flame dashing all over them, and the burn over time is going to kill them instantly. Another really good lane partner that you might not think of is Bebop. Because if you get a Bebop hook, you see your Bebop hooking somebody, you can start the flame dash and just make a big trail that they're getting like hooked into. That's just going to kill them almost every time that Bebop gets a hook. So those are your really good lane partners. People to avoid in lane is kind of similar to Billy. Any character that can fly is not the best matchup. Because again, we're running a dash build where you're constantly using his 2 and lighting the ground on fire. So Vindicta, Grey Talon characters that fly are people you don't want to see in lane. They're just going to fly over your flame dash. Early game is pretty straightforward. We want extra regen, especially because we want this every time. It upgrades into heal booster, which we want also. Next is Heal Bane. This is really good in almost every single matchup. Next, Spirit Lifesteal. We're buying this every game. It's one of the ways to stay alive on Infernus because he's kind of like an off carry type character. And so he's very squishy and we want some sort of lifesteal. Then we get Heal Booster. This gets us our 4.8k green spike to get max value. Now we're going to spirit items. Again, rapid recharge is like the best item in the game on this character because we want our dash as much as possible. We're constantly dashing. Oh, rapid recharge is very good. Suppressor is awesome. It reduces the enemy's fire rate, which is huge for us. Next, we want Radiant Regeneration. Dealing spirit damage to enemy heroes grants you bonus regeneration. So again, we're really squishy. We want ways to heal our character. This is very good, in addition to heal booster. Mystic Vulnerability is awesome on this character. When enemy takes spirit damage, they have their spirit resist reduced. And it upgrades into Escalating Exposure, which is an insane item on Infernus. Dealing spirit damage applies a stacking spirit amp to increase your spirit damage on the target. So we're constantly flame dashing on them. We're constantly getting stacks of Escalating Exposure. And then we get Infuser, which is great for just our spirit lifesteal to stay alive. Now we're making our dash last longer with Duration Extender. This is huge. One thing to note with this is we're only upgrading it to Spirit Duration if we're super rich as like a last-ditch effort and all of our item slots are filled. Because of the fact that we're only really buying one item on this character most games. We're only buying one active item most games. And the main part of getting Superior Duration is it also gives you item cooldown. So it's not the best bang for our buck. We're only buying this if we're super rich endgame as a way to just burn some money. Otherwise, just get Duration Extender and keep it moving. Don't upgrade it. Now we're getting Compressed Cooldown. We're just cooling down the reduction of our dash. Same thing with superior cooldown here. Similarly to note, we're only upgrading to transcendent cooldown if we're super rich and we have nothing else to do with our money, because of the fact that this gives plus 20% cooldown reduction, right? This gives you 25%, but it's an extra $3,200 for just an extra 5%. Because again, the main reason you would buy transcendent cooldown on a character is if you want to reduce the cooldown of your items in addition to your abilities. And we're only really buying one active item. So spending $3,200 for just that 5% ability cooldown is not worth it. So don't buy this unless you already have a bunch of tier 4s and you're burning money. Next, we're getting Boundless Spirit. And then Spirit, I mean, pretty straightforward, right? Just more Spirit power. Then Spirit Burn is very good in this character, dealing significant spirit damage to an enemy within 5 seconds, causing an explosion, dealing damage, and a burn to enemy. While burning, enemies take damage over time and receive reduced healing. Healing tempo, again, helps us stay alive. This is very good if you have other healing items, which we do. In Heal Booster, Radiant Regeneration, Infuser, our ultimate grabs some healing. So a lot of ways there. Mystic Reverb, of course, we're imbuing the ability that this whole build revolves around, our Flame Dash. This basically gives you Spirit Lifesteal, but also you imbue an ability with Lifesteal to apply slow on the target hit, dealing additional percentage of the damage dealt to enemies around the target after a short delay. So, again, really good with healing tempo. Now we have our counter items. I'm going to run through each one and when you're buying them. Reactive barriers against characters like Bebop and their bomb that does like a ton of damage at once to give you a barrier from it. This upgrades into Indomitable. You're mainly wanting to upgrade into Indomitable if you're playing against a Doorman or Mo and Krill, or a character with an ult that's really, really impactful that is low cooldown. Weapon shielding is mainly against like Venator and characters that do insane weapon damage in a burst. Same with Spirit shielding, but for Spirit, right? So against Grey Talons, Owl, stuff like that. Debuff reducer is good against, you know, Mirage, Shiv, those characters that do debuffs, of course. Plated armor is good against the Ivies and Vipers of the world, the Venators, the Hazes. Toxic Bullet against tanks. Slowing Hex against Apollo, Mina, characters with a lot of movement. Cursed Relic against like Victor and hard carries that are taking over the game and you need to shut down. Dispel Magic, really good in a lot of scenarios. You can use it to dispel, you know, Doorman, Cart, Shiv, Bleeding, stuff like that. Witchmill is really against games where like 4 of their characters are building mostly Spirit because it gives 22% Spirit resist. Bullet Resilience against Bullet characters, obviously Spirit for Spirit characters. Metal Skins for Haze. Spell Breakers against debuff characters, right? Like Shiv, those types of guys. Counterspell is good against like Grey Talon and stuff or like Lash to counter their ults. Restorative Locket is good to keep up in a game where you need to be moving like constantly quickly. So if you're against like Celeste and other characters that are really hard to keep up with, this gives you a bunch of stacks. You get extra stamina and gets you out of fights. Monster Round, if you have Rem in your lane or someone that literally tells you, hey, they're going to do a ton of box running, we're going to leave lane. At the Sinner's moment, you know you're going to be side lane pushing. You can get Monster Rounds. Bullet, Battle Vest is against Bullet characters, of course. Knockdown, good against the Flyers or characters you need to stun them out of their ult, like 7. Enduring Speed's really good against like Calvin, Doorman, characters with slow built in. It upgrades into Juggernaut, of course. Divine Barrier is really just against Pocket. It basically counters his ultimate with the barrier you get. Trophy Collector is just games where you know you're on fire. Like if, I mean, that's funny, it's Infernus. But like if you're in a game where you get 3 kills in 3 minutes, you're okay, the enemy team is kind of feeding. I'm going to buy this because I know I'll get a bunch of stacks. Because this is a high kill game. Again, you're just burning these on money if you have a lot of money. Cold Front's really good against those moving characters like Celeste and stuff. To pop it, to keep them inside of your fire. Enchanters against Spirit characters. Grit is for those games where you know you're going to go into Reactive Barrier / Indomitable. Same with Sprint Boots for games you know you're going into Enduring. And then Warpstone's an interesting one because you're buying Warpstone against high mobility characters like a Viper or a Celeste that are hard to get your ult off on. Because normally the combo in this character is you're going to pop your ult and then pop your dash so you can chase them down to make sure the ult goes off. Right? It makes it really hard for them to get away. But if you're up against one of the characters I mentioned, like a Celeste, where they're hard to keep up with, and you pop your ult, you're getting your dash off, and you see them about to get away, you can flame dash to them last second so that the ult pops off on them. So one thing to note on this character too is even your melees apply basically like your 3. This little like stacks of burn that build up. So even my melees and heavy melees, if you see those little thing at the top, we want to fill this bar. So once it's filled, they take that damage over time. You see it tick down. So just keep in mind that, you know, if they miss their parry or whatever, especially like go for a melee, because it helps you build the stacks of your passive. So that's kind of my Shiv build here. Shit. That's my Infernus build. I've seen the comments saying build Shiv, build Shiv. Guys, I play on controller. A Shiv build for me is unlikely because he's a throwing knife character. And if you don't know, this game has 0 aim assist. So I'm playing the game on hard mode. And for an update, I'm currently in Phantom right now. Again, we're playing the game on hard mode and I'm in Phantom. We're on our way to Eternus. We have a pretty solid win rate, like 60% or whatever the math is. But anyways, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, we were like Archon like 2 weeks ago. Now we're Phantom. We're going to be the first, hopefully the first controller player to reach Eternus. So I'll keep doing builds. Thanks, guys.